Well, moving on then to after the movie was done, not only after you thought it was done, but when it was done.
The real done.
The real finished movie. You had mentioned before, I think, that you saw just a VHS dub with a time code on it. Did you see the whole movie there, or was it just clips?
No, I actually went to Amir's office, and then he finally gave me the full movie on cassette, but it had the time code. It wasn't one without. But that, yeah, once I looked at the whole thing through, I was just like, oh man. So my initial was just like, it's exactly what I thought it would be, but it's just like, I'm glad no one's ever going to see it, because I thought he's never going to be able to sell this to anybody.
The movie was actually finished, right? Because we had theories that someone found like a work print of it, mainly due to the color timing being off and certain loops.
You and I got nothing to do. Let's fuck.
Shut up.
That's why it was funny, because even in the looping, like I've said before, 80% of those voices are Amir.
In no way we go under Fujiyama's flag. You stay here and wait.
All those voices are there, and then it's just funny. That's why it's funny for me to hear him loop so many stuff. And why didn't he just call somebody in to do? And I understand he would have had to pay him, but Mark and I did come in and we did our looping, and then that's why I said Mark looped Walt Disney's voice that day.
Are you expecting anybody?
No.
That's a warning bell.
And Mark didn't remember it, but yeah, my initial impression once I watched it was like, wow, man, that's just crazy. I mean, it was just terrible, but, and then, yeah, I mean, I think I sent it to my parents. Hey, here's this movie I did, and they're just like, yeah, that's great.
Was there a proper release of the movie? Was there a premiere? And
The last time that I saw anything about the movies was that AFM Film Mart, and they were marketing it, and I went down to meet Amir just to see how things were going. But I never heard anything. I had to just scramble to get just the footage that I got, which was that time-coded VHS copy, for me to pull for my reel. But yeah, never release date, and I don't know. I think maybe one guy bought the option in Europe, but nothing. Yeah, we never got to have a wrap party or. Because every day we left, we knew we'd be back. But yeah, nothing professional ever came out.
Did Samurai Cop spoil acting for you? Like
no, yeah, people ask me that. Did you change your name because of the movie? And it's like, no. I mean, I just thought, all right, I'll take the footage that I can, and I knew it's not going to go anywhere.
See you later.
Bye.
You just get lucky if you get anything. So. As you keep going on, you just want to get in a good movie in a small part, and then that's the way I think you're supposed to work your way up, not just come right in. Because this is obviously what happens when you think, oh, I'm the best actor in the world, and you're like, really?
You ended up shooting an interview in a dumpy warehouse in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Fantastic. No, but this is fun. I love this. This is for the fans, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. But yeah, I mean, that's because now we realize it is what it is, and I've had enough years go by. It's like I paroled, 25 to life. All right, I'm out now. That's in the past, and I'm moving on. So,
was there? At what point did you kind of discover that the movie did have, or was developing a cult following?
I'd say in 2010 or maybe 09, just from IMDb, I would Google my name, and that would still pop up, and then I would see the posts, and then the Horny Nurse stuff on YouTube. So I saw that there was a following. Didn't realize it was as big as the day when I posted my. Video on YouTube.
All right. Here's the video. Everybody needs to see a video. Is the Samurai Cop still alive? Yes, I am.
If anyone doesn't know, I guess people thought you were dead.
Yeah.
And then you posted a video saying, hey, I'm alive.
Yeah, my daughter had, and she's in her last year of film school, and she even knew it was a hokey movie, and I was embarrassed that she saw it even at an earlier age, you know, when kids at her age were going through YouTube, and she could actually see the movie, because I thought, oh, that's hidden. I got the VHS, no one will ever see it, but then all of a sudden it was out there. And then she just said, Dad, you should let them know that you're still alive, you know? And I'm like, no, this is fine. Let them think I'm gone. And then she said, just do a little post or something. And then I had set that camera up in my place, and I had my shirt. I was just hanging out of my house, shorts on, shirt off.
The Samurai Cop still lives. What a fucking retarded film.
And I put it up, and I did my little spiel, and then I sent it to her, and I said, hey, if I do something, is this what you would want me to do? And then right when she had that, she put it out, because she's the one that set up the YouTube. I don't know how to do any of that uploading. And she goes, hey, Dad, I put it out there. And I said, and I just flipped out. I go, you got to be fucking kidding me. Are you? And I was just like, because I thought, what a douchebag with the shirt off. But anyway, so yeah, I had no idea that it would have been. I mean, it's fun, but that's what we talked about earlier. It's just one of those things you never think coming out of left field that would shine attention on you, or your acting, or if you ever thought you wanted to get back into it, that would be the catalyst that started it all.
So they were working on Samurai Cop 2 before?
Greg Hatanaka had felt that, there seems to be a fan base out there. Maybe we should put something together, and they were talking about a little low budget. They had that kind of the premise of what they're doing now with the vigilante girls. And then once the world found out I was alive, it really changed the game, because it's like we can partner these two up again now and put them in another situation 25 years later. And that's when things just got greenlit fast, money was pouring in, and it was just like, okay, we're ready to shoot in November. Script is, he had to tweak the script a little, because before I think they were going to use my daughter, Joe Samurai's daughter, to go.
That's what I had read. I think it was an interview with Mark Frazier where he said
so
it was,
Mark could partner up. And again, I felt bad because I had no contact with Mark for years. And then, like I said, when we first spoke after I came back to life and I called him, first thing out of his mouth was, "Oh man, I'm so glad you're alive." To hear from you, he was like, "You fucked up my film, man. I was going to be the star. I didn't want to be the sidekick." And I go, "No, man, this is always a buddy cop." I understand I was Samurai Cop. But it was really Mark and I together, and we played off each other. So I think that same chemistry and that Lethal Weapon vein will work. So, but I just felt bad. I didn't know it was going to be what it's become. But I'm happy. I think it's fun now, and I'm enjoying it. So that's why I think he'll be. I think in the end we'll be happy with what comes out.
And what they want is results. And that's what we're going to give them. We're going to give them the results.
Well, Samurai Cop is a movie that's so bad that it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of movies out there like it that have resurfaced. Troll 2, The Room. I don't know, are you a fan of these?
No, that's why I keep wanting to watch and see and compare to see what people were talking about that were.
In making a sequel to that, how do you recapture that kind of magic, that lightning in a bottle? Like, have you read this? I'm assuming you've read the script.
No, and again, that's why it's nice that I'm surrendering once again to the film producer and director Greg Hatanaka and his guys to come up with that. But I did address that in my initial meeting. I said, I'm looking at it from a comedic point of view. What are you guys kind of, looking at? Because I said, I agree with you. You can't, that magic the movie is what it is. You can't become self-aware of it. You can fiddle-faddle with it. But he basically said, and he's been a real true fan of the movie, so I know he's going to do the best thing. Like I've said before, he's worked with some very prominent film directors, and his style of film and story, I think, is going to be good. But again, he keeps me in the dark because he wants me to be surprised, but he just guarantees me that it won't be as embarrassing as, which I already knew. I mean, I don't think you can replicate Amir's dialogue, and again, that's the magic of
Well, that's what we were curious about. Are they going to try and write bizarre dialogue?
No, I don't think so.
Like
I think he purposely wants to make sure that it's not that, because I think he wants to make it that it's as a standalone, and with some tips of the hat to the original.
Yeah, it's a fine line when doing a sequel to a movie like this. Do you take it too? If you take it too comedic, too self-referential, it could blow up in your face. You don't want to take it too seriously. You want to have nods to the original, but yeah, it's a hard thing. I wouldn't even know where to start. Yeah. Approaching something like that.
Yeah, the closest comparison we can make is Deadly Prey and Deadliest Prey, which is the first movie. People like it for its faults. Same with Samurai Cop. Like, that's what makes the movie great.
Correct.
And then they made Deadliest Prey, and luckily it was the same filmmaker, and he doesn't seem to even be aware of that being the reason. So he just made another genuine movie that was also bad.
So did it? So it worked.
So it kind of works
because he wasn't cognizant.
Because he wasn't trying to capitalize on, oh, we're making a funny bad movie now, or something intentionally bad like a Sharknado type movie. Yeah. He just made another Deadly Prey movie. And so, we were just curious. Now, this is, younger filmmakers, new filmmakers coming onto Samurai Cop 2. Tonally what the intentions are, because it's such a bizarre thing to try and do.
And that's why I thought it's nice for me, again, as an actor, it's almost deja vu. Once again, I'm going to surrender, and whatever he writes, then I'll obviously do. And I believe he's, said Mark and I could have a little bit more input. But that pressure, I think, is more on, the guy coming up with the script, and I'm just coming back being me again. And trying to do better. For me, as an actor, that I wasn't doing any acting, it's a nice gift for me for redemption to see, have I grown? Because I've taken no lessons, nothing since, but I've lived, as you guys know, a very colorful life in the last 25 years which really kind of makes up the essence of who you are and what you put on screen. Like we said in Samurai Cop, there was no character. Amir just said the guy's from San Diego, and that's all I knew.
What more do you need?
So now it's like,
you know where he's
does
from.
Greg develop a more backstory? You know, I don't know, and I'm open to that, but you know, I think my bar is so low, I can't, I don't know if I can fail, so we'll see.
He was trained by the masters in Japan.
Yes, yes.
He's not just from San Diego.
Okay.
He's been there a week.
He's trained, yeah. And he knows everybody everywhere, knows everybody in the hospital, every cop's name.
And he has a nice house.
Yeah, I was making some good dough.
And those drug lords, they have to rent a boat. Samurai Cop has his own house.
Oh yeah, when they're doing the drug exchange at the beginning of Samurai Cop, you see him coming up on the boat, and there's the rental sign on the side of it.
That's just the mirror. I mean, and
that's
the helicopter.
And that's why it's great.
I think the helicopter scene that he shot with Melissa, they did do the aerial photos, which you see in the beginning. That wasn't stock footage. And then they landed, and then that was just, he just had the guy sit on the tarmac, and she did her. So, you know.
Okay, Joe, keep it up.
Oh, it's up and ready. You just keep it warm.
It's warm and ready.
Well, you had mentioned that the money's in place, so they have the budget, but there is a Kickstarter going on. What is the money for that being used for?
I think that's, and he said that it's basically going to be used for CGI and special, I mean, whatever weaponry, I mean, I think he has some visions of what he wants to do, and it basically boosts up the budget. I guess, and that's what a lot of films do now for fun for the fans. They have the Kickstarters so that they can feel like they're part of it or, you know, somewhat involved in it. But I think that's basically what he's gearing it for. Maybe rehearsal time, yeah, which let's spend all of it on rehearsal.
Why does a Samurai Cop movie need CGI?
How much does a rubber arm cost?
Damn.
So when is Samurai Cop 2 planned to be done, released?
I thought they were going to try and time it for June of next year during Comic-Con, which is the actual 25-year anniversary from when we started in '90. And then he was talking about having it in some festivals. And again, that's, I don't know, that's business talk. I don't know if they do that for distribution or what, but I heard a lot of that's already locked in. So it's like up in the air. I don't know if they'll, but I know that they'll probably have a lock print easily by January. And then sometime in 2015, it'll come out, so.
Well, has there been, in the time between the first movie and now that you've sort of re-emerged, has there been anyone in your normal everyday life that has recognized you as the Samurai Cop?
No, yeah, which was nice, because somebody asked me that the other day, and they said, what was your first job after you finished Samurai Cop? And I said, hiding. I just, I didn't want anybody to see me or know that I was attached to that. But no, yeah, most people, like even when I fly, because I'm in my normal work, I travel the country, and people see me, and I think it's because of the odd look, they think they know me from somewhere. Like even today when I got on the plane, the guy behind me goes, oh, this guy's famous, what are you famous? You know, they say things. So I get that a lot, but nobody has anything pinpointed, you know, so I usually just say, oh, nothing, because I'm not going to say, oh, I did Samurai Cop, did you ever see?
You need to carry copies of the DVD around with you, and if they say, where do I recognize you, just hand it to them and don't say a word and then walk away.
It has to be prefaced. They go, now before I give this to you, let me explain. And that's what I had to used to do. At least now, that's what I said, from this, at least there's something attached to the actual movie if people see it and it's like, okay, well, what really happened? Before there was nothing, and that was what was hard for me to go, oh, I wish I could tell them about the wig or this or that. So at least now I feel like, well, at least I got some of it out. It doesn't excuse any of the acting, any of that. That must remain as shitty as it was. But as far as the production flaws and everything else around it and the mystique of Amir, at least I've hopefully answered a lot of those questions.
Have you been circumcised?
So, Samurai Cop being released on Blu-ray now.
Yes.
When is that coming out?
I think it's released September 30th on Amazon exclusively. And that'll, like I said, have all those extra bonuses. It'll have my full commentary of the movie, so at least you can hear me talking scene by scene and revealing a lot of stuff that I picked up on that most people didn't, which I was surprised because that thing's been so nitpicked through. Mark's got full commentary on there, and then there's some interviews, some behind the scenes of some of the photo shoots we've been doing for Samurai Cop 2.
Was the Blu-ray prompted by just you re-emerging, or were they planning on doing a Blu-ray anyway?
I think he was planning already, and what the bonus was that now he could actually add my commentary to it instead of going to Robert Zadar again. That just enhanced having extra bonus things, but I think they already were planning on doing the Blu-ray.
How
How did you know I'd come home with you?
Let's just say I can read eyes. I'm glad the time has passed and it's over. But it's fun to look back on.
It isn't over though, it's back.
It's back.
Well, yeah, it's back now for me to see if I can do any better than I'm telling you motherfuckers, so hopefully I can do something better this time. That's what's fun for me. Let me see if I can redeem myself here with the fans. Either way, I think I win. It doesn't matter if it's crap. It's like, well, that's what it was supposed to be. I planned it that way. Oh, you did better. Oh, thank you. You know, so either way, it's a win-win for me. I may stop by, so keep it warm.